Hey everyone, welcome back to an episode of Seek on the Speed 252. Thank you for pushing that play button. If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please do. I would love to take you on this journey with us and see all of my followers across the nation. Today's video, as you see, is the 5 things you need to look for when buying a used Chevrolet Corvette. Before we hop into that, I want to give a shout out to Jacob. Jacob was one of the followers of the channel. He sent me some cool things through the mail. If you want to send me some things through the mail as well and be featured on the channel, send it to P.O. Box 52504, Durham, North Carolina 27717, and I would definitely feature those products on the channel. So, send them on to me and I definitely put on the channel. But the first thing he sent me, was pretty cool, which is this shirt. It's a medium, American flag. I like it a lot. I can't wait to wear this bad boy. So thank you, Jacob, for this. And the second thing he sent me was pretty much a book that he actually made himself. This is very unique. I would never have been able to do something like this. And so I feel greatly appreciated on one of these. He actually signed one of these. This book is called Hide and Seek Moon. You can get it on Amazon. He is a single father of 4 kids. And I think, hard work pays off. This book is on Amazon for about 10 or 12 bucks. The link is down in the description below. So if you'd like to show this man some support, definitely feel free. You can read this book to your kids, to your grandkids, to other kids, to family members, or whoever. Or if you want to just buy it, it's a Christmas gift for somebody else in your family, you should do it. This book is definitely worth it. And like I said, it's 12 bucks, and it's a great guy. So definitely go give him show him some love about that. That link is down in the description below. Just click on it and take you directly to Amazon, and you can purchase that way as well. So please go and show support. Please remember, this Sunday, November 11th, is Xtreme Car and Truck Showdown. I've been waiting on this for a while now. It's going on between 9 to 4. You can enter your car or your truck, or you can come as a spectator. Either way, I will be there with the car set up as well. And this Sunday will be my first live video at 7:00 p.m. So don't miss it. I'm sure I'm gonna get a lot of questions from a lot of subscribers, and I'm looking forward to it. It'll be my first live video on YouTube. So thank you, and let's get on this journey and talk about the 5 things you should look for before buying a used Chevrolet Corvette. All right, so the number 1 thing I would suggest doing before you consider buying a used car, any used car, Chevrolet, Corvette, whatever the case may be, is that you should not go look at this car at night. There are a number of reasons why I say do not go look at a used car or a used Corvette at night. Number 1 reason, you really cannot look at the car really well for any bad accidents or anything like that at nighttime. You can't see exactly the tires. You don't see how well they are. There are a number of things you can't see at night. Now, if you are considering a used car or a Corvette and you would like to actually go take a look at the car but not make a decision that night, that's completely fine. I don't have a problem with that. I mean, I did that once before. I was considering a used car, and I went out to go take a look at it at nighttime. I did not buy it at night, but I did go take a look at it. I didn't drive it and things like that. That's not a problem. And the only reason why this come up because I had a follower said, Clarence, how come you decided to buy a used Corvette, a brand new Corvette, over a used Corvette? And the reason why I bought my brand new Corvette was because of the deal, for 1, at the time, and 2, there wasn't any 2016 Grand Sports. It was only 2017 at the time I was looking. So that's the reason why I did not buy a used Corvette. Do I think there's anything wrong about a used Corvette? Absolutely not. It depends on how well it was kept, who took care of it, and things like that. So my first thing is I would not go buy a used car at night. Don't do it. I think it's a bad decision. You should totally stick to buying a used car during the daytime. The number 2 thing that you should look at regarding buying a used Chevrolet Corvette is look at the tires. I mean, the tires, I feel like, can tell you a lot of things. You want to look at the tires on the outside. You want to look at the tires in the middle, and you want to look at the outer tires. It will tell you if this person has been doing burnouts. It will tell you if this car has been in great condition throughout the years. It will tell you if honestly they replaced the tires. It will tell you if you would need to buy a set of tires before even buying this car. Looking at the tires can tell you a number of things. And with Corvettes, honestly, the tires can go bad really quickly. Other than the tires on my car, I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Every time I take my car into the dealership, get an oil change, they check the tire thread. They always say, we are so surprised you haven't need tires yet. I don't know why. A lot of people that I know who own Chevrolet Corvette, especially the C7, have all said that they need new tires. And right now I haven't even, I think I almost had 18,000 miles on this car. And I drive it a lot. I drive to PA, wherever the case may be, wherever the events are at, I'm there. And my tire thread is only halfway worn down. So that tells you if you buy my Corvette at some point, if I decide to sell it, that I pretty much kept this car in great condition. But definitely take a look at the tires. That is something that I think you should look at. So the number 2 thing is definitely look at the tires before you buy a used Chevrolet Corvette. The number 3 thing I think you should check before buying a used Chevrolet Corvette is check the engine oil. Now the engine oil can tell you a number of things as well. Now you guys, you know, we all look at cars, we all love cars. There are some things I know about cars that you may not know. There are some things you know about cars that I may not know. And it is what it is. But you want to check the oil dipstick because the oil can tell you a lot of things. It can be super black, which means that that car either needs an oil change or there possibly could be an issue. It could be kind of milky, which means that the oil and water mixing together, and you definitely want to buy that, because what's going to happen is you probably end up getting that blue smoke, that blue dust that come out of the tailpipe from having, you know, bad seals or anything like that. The oil level is low. It's possible that car could be leaking oil, and with that type of car, you definitely want to get into that situation, because Corvettes, I think, you know, the upkeep isn't bad, but it do cost money at the same time. Let me turn on some heat here so I can defrost these windows. The upkeep is not that bad, but you definitely want to get yourself in a car where you're spending tons of money on. Because don't get me wrong, ever since I owned my very first Corvette, which is this one, I have seen so many people that own Corvettes that did modifications, mods, whatever the case you want to call it, and that can cause long, you know, issues in the long run, especially if they did the work themselves, they don't know what they're doing, especially if they drove the car and ran it hard. Like, you don't want to go out and buy a, I don't know, this is just my opinion, you don't want to go out and buy a used Chevrolet Corvette that's been drag raced pretty much every weekend. That car probably ain't gonna last you for so much longer, depending on what they've done to it. So in my personal opinion, you need to check the oil before you buy that car, because it can tell you a number of things. That's a Camaro behind me. The number 4 thing I think you should check before buying a used car or a used Chevrolet Corvette in general is check for corrosion, belts, and anything like that. Like belts will also, one, I think is, I don't know if the belts are really cost effective. I don't know. I haven't really replaced any belts on my Corvette or any car that I know of at this point. But I feel like with belts, you can get yourself in a situation to where, like, you know, if it breaks over time, you have to replace it soon. You know, corrosion, you just never know. Like, most times you have corrosion vehicles, they say, like, don't buy cars from up north. I don't know how true that is. I heard a lot of people say that. I was considering buying a used car. They was like, don't buy from up north, because with all the snow and all the salt, that would cause rust, deterioration, corrosion, all that stuff. And, you know, most cars these days come with, like, you know, an extra warranty for corrosion. Like, perfect example, this car came with 3 years, 36,000 miles. I think that's bumper to bumper. Then, you know, power and transmission was like, you know, 5 years, 100,000 miles. I don't know, this is a random guess. Then you have your corrosion, all that stuff warranty. But if you're buying like a C6 or C5 or C4, you can cancel any corrosion warranty with that, because those cars are pretty much past its time, and you don't want to get into the situation where you're buying a car that has corrosion, rust, or any damage like that. So that's the number 4 thing I would definitely say you should check into before buying a used Corvette. Now, I will say, these are just 5 things that come to my mind when I'm actually trying to buy a used car. But there's a number of other things you should look at before buying a used Corvette in general. And I will make another video of 5 more things I think you should look at before buying a used Corvette. But these are the 5 things that I want to tell you, as, you know, my followers who reached out to me and said you're considering buying a used Corvette Stingray, and what you should look for before buying this. The number 5 thing, which is something I think is really important when buying a used Corvette, is listen for noises. I think you should totally listen for noises when buying a Chevrolet Corvette. Now, I think that if you're not used to hearing certain things in the car, you probably won't be able to catch it right away. But, you know, I've owned plenty of cars my entire life. I haven't been drag racing or racing all my life, but I'm pretty sure I can crank up a car and tell you whether something doesn't sound well. I mean, you know, most times when you hear a car crank up and you hear like a squeak going on, that means there's a belt that's loose, or a belt that's actually like going to break down. If you hear a knocking noise, it's possible that the engine is actually the motor's going to blow soon, or something's knocking because something else is loose. And so you definitely want to look for any suspicious noise that you're not used to hearing in any normal car, period. That's just my opinion, but I could be wrong. Those are 5 things I want to give you for when you're trying to look for a used Chevrolet Corvette. I will give you 5 things another time, but I want to, you know, keep this video as short as possible with 5 things that I would look for when buying a used Chevrolet Corvette. Corvettes are great cars. I love my Corvette to death. I think that it's a phenomenal car. I think the C6s are phenomenal, the C5s, the C4s, etc., etc. But as time goes on, things happen. Depends on how well the person kept it up. Depends on how much money they put into it. Depends on if they treat it as really a Sunday driver and then drive it like it should be. So, Amber Alert. But anyways, thank you for watching this video. Thank you, Jacob, once again for sending me that through the mail. My P.O. Box is P.O. Box 52504, Durham, North Carolina 2717. If you want to see me anything to be featured on the channel, I'll be greatly appreciated. Down below in the description is a link to the books and any other products that I actually use for my YouTube channel and for my car. So you click on that link and it will send you straight to Amazon. You can purchase whatever, and that actually helps my channel out. So you know, by all means, please do so and use those links below. If you actually click on those links below and order anything off Amazon, that will actually help the channel out as well too. So, you know, I recommend that as much as possible, and I really greatly appreciate you all for showing me some support and love. And give me your thoughts. What are some things that you think people should consider when buying a used car? You know, I would like to hear your thoughts as well. You might have some things that I never thought about. So if I'm going to buy a used vehicle, you know, in a couple of years or two, I will need to know these things as well. So without further ado, thank you for pushing that play button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. I would love to have you part of the community. I will see most of you all this Sunday. One at the car show, if not at the live video chat. I'm looking very forward to that. And at the end of the day, I hope you're having a great day. I hope you're enjoying your Friday. And Seek on the Speed 252. Look forward to seeing you soon. I'm out.